You sent a WhatsApp message to fix a bug. And an AI coding agent actually fixed it. Not a chatbot. Not a simple script. A full Codex agent reading your files, writing code, running it, all triggered from your phone's chat app. That's exactly what this open source project does. It's called Codex WhatsApp Relay, and the core idea is almost offensively simple. Your WhatsApp messages become commands to OpenAI's Codex CLI agent. You type an instruction like refactor the login module from your phone, and Codex executes it on your dev machine. The response, diffs, output, errors, comes back to you as a WhatsApp message. Let's break down what's actually happening under the hood. The project uses a WhatsApp relay layer, specifically bridging through a messaging API, to receive your messages and forward them as input to the Codex CLI tool. Codex then runs as an autonomous agent on whatever machine it's installed on. It reads your codebase, figures out what needs to change, makes the changes, and sends results back through the relay. Your phone is just the controller. The compute is wherever you left your laptop or server running. The demo cases are surprisingly practical. You can tell it to write a new function, ask it to explain what a file does, have it run tests and report back failures, or instruct it to create a new component. All from WhatsApp. All while you're away from your desk, on a commute, or between meetings. Now here's where we have to be honest, because this is a genuinely clever hack, but it comes with real edges. What this does not do, it's not a polished product. There's no authentication layer built in, meaning if someone else gets your relay endpoint, they could potentially send commands to your Codex agent. That's a real security gap you'd need to patch yourself before deploying this anywhere serious. It also doesn't handle long-running tasks elegantly. WhatsApp messages have limits and there's no streaming output. If Codex is working on something complex, you're waiting for a single reply message with the full result, which can hit timeout or truncation issues. It also doesn't give you a full IDE experience. No file browser, no visual diff, no rollback UI. You're working blind in the sense that you're trusting Codex to make the right call without being able to see your editor. And Codex itself, the underlying agent, can hallucinate, misread context, or go down a wrong path. The WhatsApp interface adds no safety net on top of that. The relay architecture also means you're dependent on the WhatsApp API bridge staying connected. If that drops, you lose your control channel entirely. Not a showstopper for personal experimentation, but a real constraint for anything mission critical. What's interesting is where this could realistically go. The interface concept, using a ubiquitous messaging app as a controller for a dev agent, is genuinely underexplored. Add proper authentication, maybe a simple PIN or token verification step inside the chat flow, and you've closed the biggest security hole. Add a command to preview last change that sends back a readable diff, and suddenly the feedback loop tightens considerably. You could also imagine this working with team WhatsApp groups. One shared Codex agent, accessible to your whole small team, controlled through a group chat. Someone asks it to scaffold a new endpoint while another person asks for test coverage on the last commit. The agent handles the queue. That's not science fiction, the architecture already supports something close to this. There's also an interesting angle with deployment. If you host the relay on a cloud server, DigitalOcean droplets work well for this kind of lightweight relay service. You keep your dev machine completely separate from the public internet while still controlling it remotely through WhatsApp. The relay becomes the only exposed surface. So why does this exist? Because the dev experience hasn't fully followed the developer's actual life. We increasingly work in fragments, short bursts between other commitments. But our tooling assumes we're always at a desk with a keyboard and a monitor. This project asks a different question. What if the interface could meet you where you already are? WhatsApp has 2 billion users. It runs everywhere, it's fast, and almost everyone leaves it open all day. Using it as a control surface for an AI coding agent isn't just a clever party trick, it's testing a real hypothesis about where developer interfaces could go. Is it production ready? No. Is it a useful proof of concept that exposes a genuinely interesting gap in the developer tooling space? Absolutely. If you're the kind of developer who likes to experiment with agent interfaces rather than just use them, the repo is worth forking. Next episode, We're looking at a project that does something similar but for data pipelines. An AI agent you can query in plain English to transform, clean, and ship data, no SQL required. Subscribe so you don't miss it.